Right, everyone. So I want to show you this website that got 10,000 in monthly organic traffic in just 30 days with this one thing. And here's proof, by the way. I'll reveal all this stuff, right? From literally 1,000 or almost 0 to 10K in just about 30 days. And so in this video, I want to go over exactly what they did, how they did it, and how you can do it too. Okay, so let me go over exactly what happened here so you can follow along and do it yourself for your own brand. So before I reveal what the main thing was, which you're probably guessing what it is right now, I need to tell you, like, the very first thing is that this alone did not do this, right? It's this combined with, again, the three pillars I always talk about in SEO, right? Which is the on-page SEO, right? Off-page SEO and technical SEO, right? On-page, off-page, and technical. On-page is, again, everything that happens on the site, right? The content you write, how you write it, the way you present yourself, UI, UX, all that stuff, which I'll cover in a bit. Off-page is essentially link building, and technical SEO is the boring stuff like site speed, schema markup, meta tags, and all that, right? And so even though the title here is 10K traffic in 30 days with backlinks, because again, most of the work then was backlinks, and the traffic literally just increased like almost overnight, because in the world of SEO, 30 days is quite fast, right? And again, we built basically 9 links between August 20th and September 20th. This was this year, a mix of guest posts and link insertions. If you don't know what this is, what these types of links are, and how they're built, I'll leave a link down below for this video, which basically I go over exactly what these links are, how you can build them, and this one too, which is a 1-hour tutorial and exactly step by step, super in depth on exactly how to build these exact links that did this for this guy. Okay. And so as you see here, the monthly traffic went from around 900 to 10,000, over 10,000 in just only a month. Okay. Now, important note, in this case, this is a jewelry brand, by the way, jewelry company, sell jewelry, right? Was ranking on the first page for a couple highly competitive keywords, but once the backlinks were implemented and sent to the site, right, it propelled a bunch of the other keywords to the first page. So again, they had some keyword rankings because again, they already were at 1,000 in traffic, right? But the link building, right, and the content creation, which I'll go over in a bit, right, was what propelled them to that extra next step. Okay, so I'm saying all this to take into account because they did not start from zero. They had already a base, right, and they were already tackling some of these 3 pillars. And so my point here is when I say what needs to be done to maintain growth is going over a holistic SEO strategy. So focusing on page, off page, and technical, because I don't want you to think that just building links will do this, right? Links do help, right? As well as just content building blog posts helps. But if you don't tackle these 3 pillars at once, you won't see results. Because if you just build links, you won't see much results. If you just build content, either way. If you just do technical SEO, you won't see much either way, right? So you need to tackle all 3 at the same time. Now, super quick here, what do I mean by on page? So this on page, again, everything that happens on the site, this is newly written, fresh content, relevant content, right? New blog posts, new marketing pages, as well as UI and UX for conversion rate optimizations. So what do I mean by this? You can have a page ranking first, right? But if the call to action isn't clear, right? If you don't drive the people that go here to your money pages or to booking a call or to buying a product, it can be quite pointless to be ranking in the first position, right? That real estate is valuable only if you can convert people. So conversion rate optimization is very important. And a lot of times we see most of these old websites from these authority brands, they have a lot of traffic, but they're not converting the traffic. So you need to find ways to optimize your user interface, user experience on your site to convert these people, right? More still on page, updating old existing content. People think that just because you're getting traffic, right, 900 a month, right, you just need to be producing new content. That couldn't be far from the truth, right? You need to be updating existing content with fresh new links, images, videos, fresh new content, right? Because when you put out a blog post or a marketing page, don't just think, okay, just post it out, I don't have to worry about it anymore. No, you do. You have to build links to it. You have to interlink newer pages maybe to older pages, right? You have to keep refreshing the content. That's very important, right? And like, not a lot of people do it. So if you do it, right, if you update already existing indexed content, ranking, most of them ranking, right, seen as an authority in Google's eyes, it will be just an overall benefit that will benefit your site overall, right? Then, of course, in terms of off-page link building, right, building links that are both relevant and powerful. I go over this in these courses, which I'll leave down below in the description. But the ideal link, in this case, for example, for this jewelry company, would be a link from maybe a stones page, right? Precious stones, maybe a link from another jeweler, right? No, not a link from a car dealer or a motorcycle shop or a dog shop, right? Even though those could be powerful, they will not be relevant. So you need to find the both relevance in a link as well as a power. In terms of power, I'm saying like if you use Ahrefs for your SEO, Ahrefs is a paid tool. Focus on DR, domain rating. Now, take into account that domain rating can be manipulated, right? Because all these metrics are made up by all these tools, whether you use Ahrefs, Moz, and any other, right? All these metrics are sort of made up. So take it with a grain of salt, okay? Now, of course, technical optimizations, as I said, right? This is very important because take a look, for example, at speed, right? If your site is ranking #1 right here, right? And you are first, and all the competitors are here down here, right? You are getting all the clicks, right? But if your site takes 20, 30 seconds to load, which is a lot, right? People eventually will click off and just click the second result. If they do this enough, you're going to be going down. So that's why I say, like, you can have the best on page, the best off page, but if you don't focus on technical, it's quite pointless. And this applies to all these in combination, right? Don't just focus on linking, focus on all the other two as well. It's super important. Now, what I recommend they do, right, and we can work with them closely for this, is 1 to 2 pieces of content a week. Now, when I say pieces of content a week, I don't say just posting blog posts, right? I say posting new blog posts. I say also updating existing blog posts, okay? And also what I call money pages. And these are, for example, product pages, service pages, feature pages, for example. Let me show you here this diagram, right? Let's say this is our homepage for the actual jewelry business, okay? Now, we have all these money pages, right? These are pages with a clear call to action. Product pages, if you have a jewelry business, for example, service pages, if you have a service business like a plumber, electrician, whatever, or for example, feature pages, if you have like a software business, okay? Now, these, again, for the jeweler would be, for example, product pages. Now, the whole goal of these pages is to convert people, okay? Now, you're gonna be producing blog posts, right? But a blog post tends to be a information-based page, right? Yes, you can have a call to action here, you can show some product images, but in theory, or most of the times, these blog posts are to inform the potential client. Yes, there can be soft call to action, but the highest ROI, the highest conversion rates will come from these money pages because these are, of course, optimized for conversions. And people visit these when they're lower down the funnel of the purchasing cycle, right? We'll cover that in just a second here, okay? And so what I mean by this 1 to 10 new pieces of content a week is blog posts or new blog posts, creating new content around their business, their new jewels, their stone, whatever there is, right? And then updating existing content, right? Old content they've written like a month ago, 2 months ago, with fresh new images, maybe linking out to other blog posts that are newer that are written, or maybe linking out from those newer blog posts you've written to the old content, okay? Super important. And of course, creating more money pages, right? More product pages, maybe bundle pages, not just focusing on blogs, right? Focusing also on high conversion rate pages. Hopefully this makes sense. Now, I'd say 5 to 6 backlinks per month, right? And the reason why I say 1 to 10 pieces of content, 5 to 6, and some technical optimizations is because these numbers tend to be a bit arbitrary, right? This will depend, right, on the competition. So you have to look at the competition, emulate what they're doing, and do better. For example, let's say the competition is doing 10 links a month. Well, let's try and do those same 10, because you can look at the links they're building if you use Ahrefs, and then build some more on top. Let's say the competition is, for example, doing 10 posts a week, right? They're writing about XYZ topics. Okay, let's try and write more or less about the same topic, plus some more on top. So it's all about one-upping them constantly over and over and over again until Google values your content over theirs, okay? That's the whole premise and the strategy behind a successful, I guess, SEO strategy in my eyes. Now, something that's very important is, like, because these traffic numbers, this can mean nothing, right? This can mean literally $0, right? Because traffic, at the end of the day, can be a vanity metric, right? You can have 1 billion in monthly organic search traffic, but if nobody buys, it's pointless. So it's not so much about the traffic number, it's more about the intent behind that traffic. And so how do you create an intent behind that traffic that's buyer oriented? So how do we make sure that all these 10,000 people, right, want to buy? Well, it's by targeting the right keywords. So again, you got to build the keyword matrix. You got to build high buying intent, or you got to rank for high buying intent keywords. So before I go over this, let me show you a couple of examples, right? High buying intent versus low buying intent. High buying intent keywords would be when someone's searching on Google for how much does it cost an emerald stone cost, or never mind this, or price for an emerald stone, or buy emerald stone ring, or cheap or expensive stone ring, or big or small. So there's an incentive. So how much, right? They're looking to understand how much could this potentially cost, the price, right? This is on an experimental phase or on a discovery phase, I guess. Then the buy, right, is even more down the funnel, right? Okay, I want to buy now, okay? Then here is more of also a discovery phase, cheap emerald stone ring, or expensive, so they more or less know what they want, or big or small, they more or less know what they want. So it's an adjective based search. So all these are high buying intent. Well, for example, these ones are low buying intent. Why? I'm searching for emerald stone ring. It can be mid buying intent, but you never know if they're just searching to look at it, right? To dream about it, right? Emerald rings is also too vague. Ring with emerald stone, I mean, they could just be looking at it to show a friend or something, right? How emerald stone rings are made, right? Again, someone searching for these, they might want to buy one, but the intent behind these right here, this search right here, is so much higher than these ones right here. Again, I'm not saying that people searching for these will not become buyers. We also should be targeting these keywords, but not as much as these ones, which have high buying intent. Someone searching for buy now, rent now, how much does it cost? Where can I buy it, right? The intent here is so much higher. And so what I mean by this keyword matrix is, and usually what we do for our clients is on the y-axis, we have the buying intent, and on the x-axis, we have the traffic, and usually higher the traffic, the higher the competition. And so once you have a list of all your keywords, you're going to be placing them here, right? You're going to be placing them here in your keyword matrix, right? Hopefully this is, you guys can see this, right? Place the keywords here, okay? And then what you do is you do not go for keywords here in the beginning and here, right? On these two quadrants. Why? Because these two quadrants have low buying intent, right? This quadrant here is for low buying intent keywords, low traffic. This one is for low buying intent keywords, high traffic. So why would you want to target keywords with high competition, high traffic, and low buying intent? You're just going to be investing a lot of resources, time, and money into ranking for something that doesn't necessarily bring you the ROI. Because again, the keyword, the intent behind the search of the person is very low. Again, ranking for the keyword emerald rings is going to be very hard. And you don't know if people searching for this want to necessarily buy, right? Ranking for the keyword or this long tail keyword, right? Or maybe this, right? Maybe add location or a specific size or whatever, right? Is much easier, right? And the intent behind it is so much higher, right? So go for keywords in these two quadrants right here. High buying intent, low traffic, high buying intent, high traffic, right? And so again, this is not to say you should not produce low buying intent content. So you should, I'm not saying that you should not be targeting this, right? You should, if you have the mechanisms to nurture those people, and you should after you try targeting these ones, right? Because it can be very costly. Now, what I mean by if you have the mechanisms is, let's say, for example, you do a blog post that ranks for everything about emerald stones, right? This is more a long tail keyword that ranks for this keyword and keywords related with stones, right? Not necessarily associated with rings, okay? And then you have here a link for, usually these stones are used in engagement rings, right? People go, click it, they go to this blog post, right? That talks about how emerald stones can create these stunning rings. And so now people went from knowing about the stones to knowing, okay, these stones can go on rings and they actually look beautiful, right? You can have a soft call to action here, right? Which can then lead to a potential sale, right? But it's much more of a nurturing, it takes time, because again, you're making the people go through their intent being low of buying to making their intent higher in terms of buying. You can also do emails to nurture the people and get them into the flow and show them more rings, show them people that are very happy to receiving these rings. So it can be done. It is just a bit harder, okay? So what I recommend usually if you're starting out is going for high buying intent keywords and then not discard these ones, but do it after, okay? And so that's the whole strategy behind this. I'll leave a link again for these. If you want to learn how to build the backlinks, these exact links right here, if you want to learn how to build them, watch this video, I'll leave it in the description. If you want to learn a bit more in depth, because this is only 40 minutes long, if you want to learn all the nitty gritties, watch this one, which is 42 minutes long. Literally gives you the step-by-step on how to do it. And if you want to learn a bit more about how to leverage AI for SEO, this is a 1-hour tutorial, talks about on-page, off-page technical. And this one is a 2-hour course that talks about SEO, holistic SEO, but not using AI. So this one is using AI, which honestly you should do it because it's so much faster. This one is if you're a bit more traditional and do not want to use AI, you can use this one. And so that's it. That's the video. Comment down below any questions you have about this strategy. I know I'm speaking very fast. My whole goal is to pack as much value to this as I can in a short amount of time because If this video were to be like half an hour, most likely wouldn't watch it. But again, if you want a bit more specifics on how they did this, how they did that, the keywords, all more specific stuff, let me know in the comments. I'll reply to them, and I can make a video on it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and also, if you don't know what the software these guys used, it was called Journalist AI, and this right here is a article for Botox, because this software writes articles for any single niche, right? You add links, adds images, even adds in-article relevant videos that complement the article and add a bit more context to what the article is about. If you know, this right here, the article is the benefits of Botox in 50-year-old women. And of course, the video right here is for a bit older women, okay? And it's specific to older women. So it's able to, even the AI images, you can see, right? These are not very young women, it's a bit more on an older scale. So the AI does all this for you. You can even edit all this with AI. Let's say, for example, you don't like this, right? You can just say, write this tailored more to women. Hit enter. Now the AI will take the paragraph, take the context of the article as a whole, right? And then change it up if you want. You click accept, right? You can take this, for example, and say, it's a bit too short, needs a bit more context, make it a bit longer. And the AI will make it longer, right? Boom. You can do the same thing, for example, for if you want shorter stuff, you rewrite, make it shorter. You can make a list out of stuff. You can make tables, for example. Let's say right here, you want, this is maybe too big of a block of text. Oh, just let's make a list out of it so it's easier on the eyes of the person reading it. You can do that if you want. You can even change the image up and say, for example, add a dog. So it won't just add a dog to the image, right? It will take the context of the article as a whole, the context of the image, and add a dog in a way that makes sense, taking into account the context of everything. So it still kept the person, right, a middle-aged woman, and added a dog, right? So nothing here is random, right? You can even select the whole article and say, I want to add links here. If you click this, let me just give you an actual example. Let's go here, for example, to this paragraph down here, right here, and say, boom, add links. And now the AI will read through the whole article, find the most relevant places on the internet where you can add relevant links here, and I can add them, right? You can even click to preview, right? And all the links you see here are being added. And just like that, I just added links to my paragraph. Now, yes, you can do all this manually, but if you just use AI, it just takes you a couple of seconds, right? This works as well for if you want internal links, or links linking out to your own sites, your own blog posts, all that. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. If you want a coupon code for this, by the way, if you don't want to pay full price, just go to the site, click this little chat bubble, and ask the support guys for a coupon code. Let them know you came from this video, and the guys will hook you up with a coupon code. Cheers.